In a small town nestled amongst the rolling hills and the gentle flow of a nearby stream, there stood a quaint little bookstore. The sign above the door read, "Claire's Books and Coffee," and it was clear to anyone who entered that the owner, Claire, was passionate about her work. As customers entered the store, they were greeted by the comforting aroma of fresh coffee and the sight of floor-to-ceiling shelves filled with books of every genre. Claire was always there to welcome them with a warm smile and a kind word, ready to help them find the perfect read. But behind Claire's friendly exterior, there was a personal struggle that she had been trying to overcome. She had recently lost a loved one and was finding it hard to cope. However, her love for books and her dedication to her customers kept her going, and she poured all of her energy into making her bookstore a haven for book lovers and a welcoming place for anyone who needed a comforting escape. As Claire looked around her beloved bookstore, she felt a sense of contentment and peace wash over her. It was her safe haven, a place where she could be surrounded by the stories she loved and share them with others. She was determined to continue helping her customers find their next great read and spread the joy of literature to anyone who entered her store. One day, a new customer named Lucy walked into Claire's bookstore with a heavy heart. Claire could see that she was going through a difficult time and asked if there was anything she could do to help. Lucy opened up to Claire and told her about a recent struggle she had been going through. She was looking for a book that would provide comfort and help her cope with the challenges she was facing. Claire listened attentively to Lucy's story and suggested a few books that she thought might be helpful. Lucy took her advice and picked up a book that caught her eye. As Lucy browsed the shelves, Claire kept a watchful eye on her, making sure she was finding what she needed. When Lucy came to the checkout counter, she thanked Claire for her help and struck up a conversation. They talked about the book Lucy had picked up, and Claire shared some of her own favorite reads. Before Lucy left, she told Claire how much she appreciated her kindness and how much it meant to her to have found a place where she could escape and feel comforted. As Lucy left the store, Claire felt a sense of fulfillment. She knew that helping others find solace in books was her true calling, and she was grateful for the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life. A few days later, Lucy returned to Claire's bookstore. She had finished the book Claire had recommended and wanted to discuss it with her. As they sat down with cups of coffee in hand, they talked about the characters, the plot, and the themes of the book. As they discussed the book, they realized they had formed a special bond over their shared love of literature. Claire was overjoyed to see how much the book had helped Lucy and how it had given her a sense of hope and comfort during her difficult time. Claire realized that helping others find solace in books was her true calling, and she became even more passionate about her work. She spent more time researching books that could help others cope with difficult situations and made sure to have a wide variety of titles in stock. As Claire and Lucy continued to talk, they discovered that they shared a love of poetry and started reading some of their favorite poems to each other. They even started a book club together, where they invited other book lovers in the community to come together and discuss their favorite reads. Claire felt fulfilled, knowing that her bookstore had become a sanctuary for those who needed it, a place where people could find comfort, inspiration, and solace through literature. She knew that books had the power to heal and inspire, and she was grateful to have the opportunity to share that power with others. As Claire looked around her beloved bookstore, she felt a sense of gratitude and contentment. She knew that she had found her true calling and that her work was making a difference in people's lives. Claire was excited to start her own book club at the bookstore. She had always wanted to bring together a community of people who shared her love of literature, and the idea of discussing books with like-minded individuals was something that truly inspired her. She put up posters around the store, advertising the book club, and within days, she had a group of enthusiastic readers ready to dive into their first book. At the first meeting, the members introduced themselves and talked about their favorite books and authors. They discussed the themes of the book they had read and shared their thoughts and opinions. As the meetings continued, The members formed deep connections and shared personal stories, revealing the healing power of literature. One member, Anna, shared how a book had helped her cope with the loss of her husband, while another, Tom, talked about how reading had helped him through a difficult time in his life. As they talked, they realized that they were not alone in their struggles and that literature had the power to bring people together. As the book club continued, the members became more comfortable sharing their personal stories and experiences. They discussed books on a range of topics, from love and loss to politics and social issues. They even invited authors to come and speak to the group, giving members the chance to connect with the people behind their favorite books. Through the book club, Claire realized that her bookstore had become more than just a place to buy books. It had become a community, a place where people could come together and find support and inspiration through literature. As the meetings continued, Claire felt a sense of joy and fulfillment. She knew that the book club was making a difference in people's lives and that it was helping to spread the healing power of literature throughout the community. Claire was amazed at the positive impact books were having on the lives of her customers. She spent more time than ever before researching books that could help people overcome their challenges and provide inspiration. As she continued to help more and more customers, Claire started to realize that her own personal struggle had become less significant. She began to see that her passion for books and her ability to help others find solace through literature was her true calling. This realization was a turning point for Claire. She gained a renewed sense of purpose and felt a sense of healing herself. She started to feel more confident and fulfilled, knowing that she was making a difference in people's lives. One day, as Claire was closing up the bookstore, she saw Lucy walking towards her. Lucy had a smile on her face, and her eyes were shining with a new hope and sense of strength. Lucy told Claire that the books they had discussed had helped her find a new way of looking at her problems. She said that the stories had given her hope and a sense of courage to face her challenges. Claire was overjoyed to hear this. She knew that Lucy's experience was just one example of the power of books to transform lives. She felt grateful that she could be a part of this transformative journey for others. As she hugged Lucy goodbye, Claire knew that her bookstore had become a haven for those in search of solace, inspiration, and healing through literature. And as she closed the door, she felt a renewed sense of purpose and contentment, knowing that her passion for books had helped her overcome her own personal struggle and allowed her to make a positive impact on the lives of others. As time passed, the bookstore became more than just a place to buy books. It had become a beloved community hub where people would come not just to browse for their next read, but also to meet friends, attend book club meetings, and seek support during tough times. Claire found joy and fulfillment in her work, knowing that she was making a positive impact on people's lives. She loved seeing the smile on a customer's face when they found the perfect book, or the tears of joy when they found a story that resonated deeply with them. The bookstore had truly become a place of healing and inspiration, where people could find solace and comfort through literature. It was a place where people could come to find not only great books, but also friendship and support. As Claire looked around the store, she felt a deep sense of contentment. She knew that the bookstore had become a special place for so many people, and she was proud to have played a part in creating that. As the day came to a close and the last customers filed out, Claire took a deep breath and smiled. She knew that her work wasn't just a job, it was a calling. And as she turned off the lights and locked the door, she felt grateful for the opportunity to share her passion for books with the world. And so, the story of Claire, the cozy bookstore owner, and her journey to discover the power of literature to heal and inspire had a happy ending. Her bookstore had become a place of warmth, community, and love, and it would continue to touch the lives of all who entered its doors.